Hey guys, this is Smithy. Welcome to my channel. Today's video is so very special. Gourmande girls just revealed their palette, the Frozen Kiss palette, and this, if you love romantic movies, wintry, Christmassy, snowy like theme in your life, I feel like this palette is gonna be right up your alley. Look at this color story. I mean, if you love a good muted color story with a wintry theme, this palette you're absolutely gonna love and adore. The palette, the color story itself is absolutely amazing, but wait till you see the swatches because we're gonna live swatch this baby. We're gonna create 2 eye looks using this palette, actually every shade in this palette. So if you're ready, let's begin. Today is such an impromptu video. Let's move on to the swatches of this beautiful Frozen Kiss palette from Gourmande Girls. I am gonna go row by row and see where we go. The first shade is called Ice Crystals. And guys, you need to see this. See, you absolutely need to experience this to see how stunning this shade is. Again, this is Ice Crystals. It's like neutral. I see green, I see purple. It is so pretty. I hope you see it. It's like a very wearable shade. It's like a white gold, I would say, but also it shifts to like a lavender and a green. Such a stunning shade. I don't even know if it is a multi-chrome or a duochrome, but it is very sparkly and it is absolutely stunning. Let's move on to the next shade, which is Snow Flurries, which is like that minty green shade. Very, very pretty shade. Then we have the shade called Cold Snap, which is a deep dark purple shade. So those two shades, these two, I love a good mint and a purple together, and this is giving it to me. Like these 3 shades that I'm swatching right now, it's like match made in heaven. The mint did not swatch that good, but I mean, swatches do not tell the story. We'll know once we apply this on our eyes. Yeah, it's building, definitely it's building well. It might be just the nature of the shadow. There you go. Those are the first 3 shades. So pretty, right? I absolutely love this. Let's move on to the next set of shades. The next shade is called Buccaneve. I think this one. It's definitely a stunning holochrome. And I absolutely love Gourmande Girls like shimmer shadows so very much. I mean, I love their quality. But this is like sparkling like crazy. Let me swatch this first. This can definitely amp up any look. Yeah, stunning holochrome. I hope you can see that. Very, very pretty. So far, everything is meshing together very, very well. The next shade is called Wintertide, which is that dusty blue shade. And then we have the shade called Thaw Out, which I feel like that's right up my alley. It's like a deeper mauve shade. It's such a beautiful, like a dusty mauve. And then we have the shade called Frostbite, which looks like a deep dark blue shade, like a royal blue, I would say. Those are the next 3 shades. So let's watch that. Look how stunning that is. Yep, that's definitely going on my eyes today. So pretty. Okay, let's move on to the next row. The first shade is called Winter Romance, which is like a very light, I would say like a pastel purple shade. Then we have the shade called Snow Globe, which is like a marbled shadow. So it might just appear differently the way we swatch it. I'm just gonna swirl it all around because I feel like that's how I will generally do it. And then we have the shade called Dewdrops, which is a stunning lavender purple shade. Oh, but that also is a holochrome. Let's watch this. Oh, I'm so excited. Oh, that is such a stunning pastel purple. Oh, wow. Ooh, that is amazing. That marble shade. Oh, wow. Let me just give it one more swatch. And then we have that lavendery pinky purple holochrome shade. Oh, those set of shades are like calling my name, okay? So pretty. Look at that. That marbled shade. Wow, that needs to go on my eyes like right now. Loving the color story. Very well thought out color story, I would say. Very pretty. Okay, the next shade is called Frosted Kiss, which is again, I won't call it a pastel. It's definitely light, but it is very muted, like a pinky peachy shade. And all of these shades have like embossment in it. Like this one has a heart. We also have like snowflake on it, we have a Christmas tree on it, we have a star, we have a diamond on it, we have Gourmande Girls logo on it. The next shade is called Winter Green, which is that muted pistachio green. And then we have the shade called Blue Star, which seems like a blue purple shimmer shade, this one. And then we have the shade called Solstice, which is a very deep dark, like a chocolatey brown shade. So those are the next 4 shades. Let me swatch it. There you go, very pretty. Ooh, very nice. This is definitely a duochrome. And then, oh wow, that's a deep dark chocolatey brown shade. That's beautiful. There you go. And those are the last 4 shades of the palette. And that is the entire color story swatched for you guys. Dare I say, I feel like this is gonna be my favorite Gourmande Girls palette, okay? Based on the color story itself, I am absolutely in love. You know how much I love my purples and like mauves, but these pistachio greens, they're like muted tones. My gosh, it's calling out to me. Now let's play with this palette and let's create some at least 2 looks using this palette. I immediately wanna start with the shade Thaw Out, this mauvey purple shade. Let me just prime my eyes a little. I do have eyeliner on. That's just because I took a off today from work just because I had like a few leaves lying around. So I thought that I'll chill around the house, and then my husband told me that he is taking a leave, and I was like, whoa, okay, so let's do some Christmas decorations. And he was like, how about, kids are in the school, how about we go on a lunch date? And I was like, okay, where are we going? He's like, just get ready. So I just got ready and he took me to a go-kart, and we went to Andretti, we went karting, freaking beat him so badly. I get so competitive. Even if it is my husband or my kids, I get super competitive. And I was like, yep, I am not losing. I actually started in front. My whole thing was, I want to know what the way is. So I was just looking at the arrows. And at a point of time, he just like bumped me too. And I was like, what? What are you doing? Oh, but my feet did not come off the accelerator. I was like, you're not getting this one, man. You are absolutely not. There you go. Look at how stunning that shade is. I absolutely loved that shade. That's a stunning crease shade. This can be like a one and done eyeshadow for me, for sure. Okay, I'm going to just deepen it out a tad bit. I'm going to take this shade, Cold Snap, this purple shade. And I'm going to take that. There's a little bit of kick up in the pan, nothing much, but I just wanted to let you guys know. This definitely is feeling like the Gourmande Girls quality that I absolutely love and adore. I love these like 14 pan eyeshadow palettes. Whenever they do it, it's just a matter of color story whether that speaks to me or not. And this is definitely speaking to me, okay? I'm gonna take this Frosted Kiss shade and I'm just gonna take that along the edges of that mauvey shade, just so that everything is nice and blendable. Yeah, that'll definitely help to just blend out any shade. I'm also going to take that Frosted Kiss shade on the lower lash line too. Okay, now for the inner third of the eye, I'm thinking of doing Snow Fairies, this minty shade. Let's take that and see. I'm going to take that, just because it was very light when I swatched it. I want to see if it just performs nicely on the eye or not. And so far, so good. I definitely can see it showing up on my skin, which is a great sign. Look at that. And I'm just gonna put that like over that purple, and then we'll just take the mauve shade and just blend a little bit. I'm not taking anything extra. Whatever was like on the brush, I'm just patting over the edge, just right there. Okay, I'm already absolutely loving it. Okay, I want 100%, I want to use that shade Snow Globe, that shade, the marble shade, because that swatched so good. I'm going to just swirl that shade all over, because I fell in love as soon as I swatched that shade. Look at that. It's so pretty, you guys. Okay. Right there. That is definitely gonna be the star of the show for this eye look. Loving it. Loving it. Look at that shift. Look at that shift. That's stunning. Okay. I'm gonna take a little bit of that shade Ice Crystals, this one that had that green and the blue in it. And I'm just gonna take that right there. Oh my gosh, look at that. That is so pretty. That looks magical. That is so pretty. I'm gonna just go back into that Snow Flurry shade, the mint shade. I'm just gonna plop that right there, just so that we don't lose that, and just flick it right there. For the lower lash line, I'm gonna dip into that shade Thaw Out, the mauve shade, and I'm gonna just take that on my lower lash line, just right there. And I'm gonna deepen it out with that Cold Snap shade, the deeper purple, just on the outer corners, just right there. Okay, I'm gonna finish off this eye with some liner and mascara, and I'll get right back. And that's my first eye look. I absolutely love everything that this eye has. Okay, the shadows, the mattes, the shimmers, everything is so dimensional, so extremely blendable. I absolutely loved everything about this eye look. I cannot even wait to see what we can do with the next eye, because oh, I'm in love. I am absolutely in love. Okay, let's move on, because I cannot wait. Let's start off with this shade, Winter Green shade, which is that pistachio green. I want to see if that shows up on my skin or not. I'm gonna take that right there in the inner part. That's definitely showing up. Well done, Gourmande girls, well done. Generally, these like muted pistachio green is so difficult to formulate, but this is definitely showing up on my skin. Very, very pretty. Such a pretty tone of green too. I love it. Absolutely. You can clearly see the difference. This is definitely blue and this is green. Very pretty, guys. Okay, let's take this shade Wintertide, this dusty blue shade. Do I know where am I going with this? No, absolutely not. But let's see. Let's see where we go. Ooh, look at that blue. Look at that blue. Literally just tapped it and it's so pigmented. I cannot even believe that much shade, that much depth came out of that shade. Okay, I'm gonna just melt it with that green. I literally was thinking so much more, but this went so much with that one tap. That's beautiful. That dusty blue. It's pretty. That's a good combination too. I love it. I'm just gonna go back into that green, winter green shade. I'm just gonna take that over the edge too, just to melt everything out. That looks like a good shade to melt. They're melting so well with each other. That's so pretty. Okay, now for the outer corner, what are we doing? Okay, let's start off with the Frostbite shade, this blue, and then we'll see if we want to dip into that deeper brown or not. I'm very glad that that brown is there, just so that if you are not into too much of colorful looks, I feel like you can easily, yeah, that blue is showing up so good. Can you see that? Yeah, I was saying, even if you are not into like too much of colorful looks, I feel like any of these shades, this pistachio green can be combined with that brown shade, this peachy pink shade, that can be combined with that brown shade. Any of these things can be combined with that brown shade and just mute it down quite a bit, and which I absolutely love that aspect of it too. So I'm just gonna tap over the edges of that blue. I'm just going to dip into that solstice shade, the darker brown shade, just a little bit, just so that I just want to see if it is buildable or not on top of those mattes. Yep. Oh, you don't even know how happy I am, you guys. Oof. It just captures my heart when a matte builds on top of mattes. I'm just taking solstice shade on my outer corners of the lower lash line, and I'm just going to take that blue shade, Wintertide, the dusty blue. Who is going in and out of the house? I have no idea. On the lower lash line, and then I'm going to just finish it off with that winter green shade, that pistachio green, right there. Okay, love it. Love it. Okay, now what are we doing? Oh, can you imagine that ice crystal shade all over it? That would be so amazing. I can just imagine how stunning that's gonna be. Oh, what are we doing? We have to use more shades. That's the only reason why I'm not dipping into that shade. But let's take this blue, the deeper blue shade. I'm just gonna take that in the center of my eyelid, just a little bit, just to get a hint of it, because we are gonna dip into more like sparkly shade. So once I have that shade just on the center tapped, I am gonna take this shade Bucaneva, I think, this one, this holochrome shade, just a tad bit, and I'm just gonna take that and just tap it right on the eye. Oh, look at that. I feel like we can do so much with this palette. I love when a palette is versatile. Oh, I love it. Going back into that winter green shade. Just patting it right there. And then for the inner corners, let's take this shade, this pastel purple shade. I'm just gonna place that right there. I like it. Okay. Let me finish off this eye with some liner and mascara. And that's my second eye look. I love how wintry, icy blue this eye look turned out. It is so dimensional, so shifty. I cannot wait to dive into this palette even more and create more looks, because I feel like this is just the beginning. I wanted to use as many shades as I can. Out of the 14 shades, I used 13 shades. The only shade that I did not use is this purple shade, and I feel like you definitely, I mean, let me see if that performs good or not, because I feel like, you know how much I love my purple, and that will definitely come into handy. Yep, look at that. Look at that. How stunning. Oh, I should have used that. How stunning that shade is. Okay, so officially used all the shades in this palette, and everything performed so very well. I literally cannot wait to create more out of this palette. If you want to see more in action, I'm in a bit of a time crunch, just because I actually just received this palette just an hour ago, and I pretty much did just click the pictures, did swatches for you guys, and did 2 looks for you guys, because I don't know when this is gonna get revealed on Insta, and I wanted to get this video up as soon as it's getting revealed. Most probably today or tomorrow, I would say, just because this palette is getting launched on 6th of December. This is like my first impressions 2 looks that I created using this palette, and I'm very excited about this palette. I feel like if you love this color story of like wintry blues, mauves, sagey greens, like pistachio muted colors, I feel like this palette is going to be right up your alley. Dare I say, I really feel that this is my favorite color story that they've ever done. Okay, let me give you a comparison, just like with all the other 14 pan eyeshadow palettes that they already have in their collection, and see if there's any like similarities or anything. Of course, the bottom one is the Spooked palette. No similarities there. It's totally different color stories altogether. Then we have Silent Night on the bottom. That was definitely more like neutral color story, brown color story with blues. But I also feel like even the blues are so different from each other here in this palette. Yeah, I don't see any similarities there. Let's talk Nightshade, one of my favorite palettes that they have done because of the purples, of course. But even that, like, they're so different from each other. So different. Even the pastel purples are different. That's beautiful. Okay, that's stunning. When they can do like color stories like that, so good. I'm absolutely head over heels. That's also super different. We have the Haunted palette in the bottom. That's another color story that I absolutely love and adore. Those shades are so grungy, so beautiful and pigmented. Absolutely love that too. Definitely different. And then we have Steph's Beauty Stash palette with them, Nueva Vida. This, I feel like they can be like sisters. The bottom one is like fun, colorful, like teenager. And the top one is like the older sister with more muted color story. I feel like they both go so well together. So well together. Definitely different. I don't see any similar shades here. Definitely different. So very happy to inform that most of the shade, like all of the shades are different in this palette, which I'm a big fan of. When a brand can give us more variety in their color stories, sign me up. Absolutely sign me up for it. I really hope that this video was helpful for you guys. Again, my code is SMITHYSONY to save you 10% off on their website. And this Frozen Kiss palette from Gourmande Girls will release on December the 6th. I will leave everything in the description box below for you guys. I'm assuming that this palette is also going to be $54.99. I'm not sure at this point, but I'll leave all the details in the description box below for you guys. But that's all for today. If you did like my video, you know what to do. Do give it a thumbs up and also subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and ring that notification bell so that you're notified every time that I post next. I generally upload 3 videos every single week, every Tuesdays, Thursdays and Saturdays at 9 AM Eastern Standard Time. Until next time, I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.